Imagine standing poolside on a perfect summer day watching a middle-aged woman in a white swimsuit, literally screaming at a 22-year-old lifeguard to remove an entire family from the pool because, and I quote, "they don't look like they belong in our community," only to have the pool manager march over and permanently ban the Karen instead, while the entire pool deck erupts in applause. Yeah, that actually happened, and I witnessed the whole thing because I was there trying to enjoy a peaceful Saturday at our HOA community pool. Let me paint you the full picture of this absolute train wreck. So I live in one of those fancy gated communities where the HOA fees are basically a second mortgage. But hey, we get access to this gorgeous Olympic-sized pool with cabanas, palm trees, the whole resort vibe. It's actually pretty nice when certain people aren't ruining it for everyone. That certain person is Deborah Whitmore, age 48, who shows up to the pool like she's attending a yacht party in Monaco. Big auburn curls with highlights that probably cost $400. White designer one-piece with a neckline cut down to her belly button showing off more cleavage than a Victoria's Secret catalog. Sheer white kaftan that's always dramatically flowing behind her. Massive white sun hat with a turquoise ribbon. Oversized white sunglasses. And enough turquoise jewelry to stock a boutique. She's 53, but acts like she's 6 FT tall in her attitude. And trust me, everyone at the pool knows when Deborah has arrived because she makes sure of it. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe to HOA Karen Tales for more wild Karen stories. Now, Deborah has this thing where she genuinely believes she owns the pool. Not metaphorically, she literally acts like she purchased it personally, and everyone else is trespassing. She claims the same cabana every single day by arriving at 900 a.m. sharp and spreading her designer towels, luxury cooler, magazines, sunscreen, and various accessories across 3 lounges like she's establishing a colonial territory. If you accidentally sit in her spot, she will inform you with a spray. 10-finger pointed in your face that you're in her area, and she's been using that exact lounger for 5 years, so you need to move immediately. Most people just relocate because it's not worth the confrontation, which of course only reinforces her behavior. The lifeguard on duty is this kid, Tyler, 22 years old, super responsible, takes his job seriously. He's studying to be a nurse, and lifeguarding is his summer gig. Nice guy, athletic build, always professional, never on his phone during duty hours, unlike some lifeguards I've seen. Deborah treats Tyler like her personal butler. Tyler, my towel blew away. Go get it, Tyler. The water temperature feels off. Fix it, Tyler. There are too many children being loud. Make them be quiet. And Tyler, bless his patient soul, mostly just nods and says, "Yes, ma'am," because he needs this job and doesn't want drama. But last Saturday, Deborah crossed a line that you can't uncross. It was about 2 p.m. peak pool time. Beautiful sunny day. Pool's pretty crowded with families enjoying the weekend. This lovely family arrives, the Martinez family. Rosa and Carlos with their 2 adorable kids. Maria, who's 8, and Diego, who's 6. Rosa is wearing a floral one-piece. Carlos has board shorts. Kids are in their cute little floaties and goggles. They're all smiling and excited, clearly just moved into the community, and this is probably their first time at the pool. They find some loungers on the opposite side from Deborah, set up their modest Target towels and basic cooler. The kids are asking if they can get in the water yet. It's absolutely wholesome. I'm watching this from my lounger, thinking how nice it is to see excited kids at the pool. Then I notice Deborah. She's sitting up in her cabana, white CF tan draped dramatically over her shoulders, sunglasses lowered, staring at this family like they just committed a crime. She's whispering to the woman next to her, doing that thing where someone pretends to be discreet, but is actually being super obvious. After about 5 minutes of this family doing absolutely nothing wrong, the kids haven't even gotten in the pool yet. They're just putting on sunscreen. Deborah stands up, adjusts her massive sun hat, clutches her turquoise necklace like she's clutching pearls, and Power walks across the pool deck in her designer sandals straight to the lifeguard stand. I'm close enough to hear everything. Deborah looks up at Tyler and says in this loud whisper that everyone can hear anyway, "Excuse me, Tyler, we have a situation. That family over there," she points directly at the Martinez family with a manicured finger. "They don't belong here. I've never seen them before. They're not residents, and you need to ask them to leave immediately before they cause problems." Tyler looks confused, glances at the family who are literally just sitting peacefully, and says, "Ma'am, if they're here, they have pool access. I can't ask residents to leave unless they're breaking rules." Deborah's spray-tan face starts turning red underneath the orange. "They are not residents. Look at them. Look at their things. She gestures at their basic towels and cooler like they're evidence in a crime. They clearly snuck in or someone gave them a guest pass who shouldn't have. Our community has standards, and I'm telling you, as a homeowner who's been here for 5 years, that they need to go. Tyler shifts uncomfortably. Ma'am, I can't discriminate against residents based on how they look. If they're breaking a rule, I'll address it, but they're not doing anything wrong. That's when Deborah goes full nuclear. She takes off her sunglasses, which in Karen language is the equivalent of taking off earrings before a fight. And her voice goes from loud whisper to full volume. Are you refusing to do your job? These people are bringing down the atmosphere of our pool. My friend Jennifer said her neighbor was giving out guest passes to anyone, and I will not have poor people flooding our amenities. This is a luxury community, and if you won't protect it, I'll find someone who will. The entire pool deck has gone silent. Every conversation stopped. All eyes are on Deborah, including the Martinez family, who now realize they're being talked about. Rosa looks mortified. Carlos looks angry but controlled. The kids look scared and confused. Tyler's face is bright red, clearly uncomfortable. Ma'am, I can't help you with this request. Everyone has a right to use the pool. Deborah throws her hands up, her caftan billowing dramatically, her turquoise jewelry rattling. Fine, I'll handle this myself since you're clearly incompetent. She storms over to the Martinez family. This chubby, middle-aged woman in a white swimsuit with her chest practically spilling out, sun hat flopping, sandals slapping the concrete, and stops directly in front of their loungers. Carlos stands up protectively in front of his wife and kids. Deborah points at them and announces loudly enough for the entire pool to hear, "You people need to leave. This pool is for residents only, and I know you don't live here. Take your Walmart towels and your discount cooler and get out before I call security. If you're enjoying this, hit that like button and share this video to support HOA Karen Tales." Rosa stands up too, her voice shaking but controlled. "Excuse me, we just moved into 428 Oander Drive 2 weeks ago. We absolutely live here and have every right to use this pool." Deborah actually laughs. This mean, condescending laugh. 428 Oleander. That's a rental property. Renters don't get pool access. Only owners do. Read the bylaws, sweetheart. Plot twist. Deborah is completely wrong. Our HOA absolutely allows renters to use amenities. It's in the governing documents, clear as day. But Deborah has apparently been operating under her own made-up rules for so long she believes her own lies. Carlos pulls out his phone. "We're not renters. We bought the house. Would you like to see our deed, or should I just call the HOA office right now and have them confirm our residency?" Deborah sputters. You bought? There's no way you could afford." She stops herself, but the implication is crystal clear. The racism and classism are just hanging in the air like smoke. That's when I hear it, the click-clack of athletic sneakers moving fast across concrete. Janet Torres, the pool manager, comes striding out of the pool office like an avenging angel in a navy blue polo shirt. Janet's 41, black hair and a sleek ponytail, clipboard in hand, and she has this expression that says she's seen enough and she's done playing games. What is going on here? Janet's voice has that quiet authority that's somehow louder than yelling. Deborah whips around, relieved. "Janet, finally. I've been trying to get Tyler to remove these trespassers, but he refuses to do his job. They're not residents. They're stop." Janet holds up one hand. "Stop talking right now, Miss Whitmore." She turns to the Martinez family. "I'm so sorry for this disruption. Can you please tell me your address?" Rosa, voice still shaking. 428 Oleander Drive. We closed on the house 2 weeks ago. "I can show you our welcome packet from the HOA. Janet waves her hand. "That won't be necessary. I processed your pool access cards myself last Monday. Welcome to the community. I'm so sorry your first pool visit has been this." She gives them a genuinely warm smile, then turns back to Deborah, and the temperature drops 20 degrees. "Miss Whitmore, this is your third complaint this month about families you've decided don't belong here. 2 weeks ago, you tried to have the Patel family removed for cooking smells you could supposedly detect from the pool. Last month, you demanded I check the residency of the Johnson family because their teenagers were too loud. Every single time. These families were long-term residents who had every right to be here. And every single time, your complaints were based on nothing but your own prejudices." Deborah's mouth opens and closes like a fish. I have a right to maintain standards. This is about property values. This is about discrimination, Miss Whitmore, and I've had enough. Janet flips open her clipboard. According to HOA bylaws, Section 7, Article 3, I have the authority as pool manager to revoke pool privileges for harassment of other residents. Effective immediately, your pool access is suspended for the remainder of the season. You need to gather your belongings and leave the pool area now. The pool deck collectively gasps. Someone actually says, "Oh my God," out loud. Deborah's spray tan face goes from orange to purple. "You can't do that." "I'm a homeowner. I pay my fees. I'll have you fired." Janet doesn't even blink. Your HOA fees don't give you permission to harass families based on how they look or what you assume they can afford. If you'd like to appeal this decision, you can attend next Thursday's HOA board meeting and explain to the entire board why you believe you have the right to determine who looks like they belong at a community pool. I'm sure that'll go great for you. Want to hear the craziest HOA tales every week? Subscribe to HOA Karen Tales and never miss out. Deborah looks around desperately for support, for someone to back her up, but everyone is either looking away or actively nodding in agreement with Janet. One guy actually gives Janet a thumbs up. Deborah grabs her turquoise bag and starts shoving her designer towels into it with shaking hands, her white caftan catching on a lounger, her sun hat falling off, revealing flattened curls. Completely flustered and humiliated. "This is discrimination against me. I'll sue. I'll go to the local news." Janet crosses her arms. "You're welcome to try. I'm sure they'd love to hear about how you harassed a family for being Latino and tried to have them removed from a pool they have every legal right to use." "That'll be great publicity for you." Deborah has no response to that. She snatches up the last of her stuff, nearly tripping over her designer sandals, and speedy walks toward the pool exit. Her white swimsuit and CF tan ensemble looking a lot less glamorous and a lot more ridiculous as she waddles away. The second she's through the gate, the entire pool deck erupts in applause. I'm talking standing ovation, cheering the works. Tyler, the lifeguard, is smiling for the first time all day. The Martinez kids look relieved and confused. Janet walks over to them and says something quietly that makes Rosa start crying happy tears, and Carlos shake her hand vigorously. Janet then addresses the whole pool. "Just so everyone's clear, this is a community pool for all residents, regardless of race, income level, how long you've lived here, or whether someone else thinks you belong. If anyone has a problem with that, you can take it up with me or the HOA board. Otherwise, enjoy your Saturday." More applause. Someone yells, "Thank you, Janet." Tyler climbs down from his stand and apologizes to the Martinez family for not shutting Deborah down harder. Carlos tells him he did the right thing by not escalating. The kids finally get to swim and they're adorable, splashing around and giggling. The rest of the afternoon is honestly perfect, like the toxic energy just evaporated with Deborah's exit. Here's the epilogue. Deborah tried to appeal at the HOA board meeting. The following Thursday I wasn't there, but my neighbor was, and apparently Deborah showed up in a full business suit, trying to present her case about maintaining community standards. The board let her speak for about 2 minutes before the president cut her off and said, "M. Whitmore, we've reviewed the incident. Your pool suspension stands. Additionally, we're formally warning you that any future discriminatory behavior toward residents will result in financial penalties and potentially legal action. Diversity is not a property value problem. Your behavior is the motion to uphold her suspension past 7. Deborah hasn't been back to the pool. I've seen her exactly once since then, walking her tiny dog at like 6 a.m. when no one's around, and she actively crossed the street to avoid making eye contact with me. The Martinez family, meanwhile, are at the pool almost every weekend now, and their kids have made friends with half the neighborhood children. Rosa brings homemade churros sometimes and shares them, and they're absolutely delicious. Carlos helped Tyler fix the pool equipment one day when something broke. They're genuinely lovely people, and the fact that Deborah tried to have them removed based on pure prejudice is disgusting. Janet, the manager, became a community hero. People bring her coffee, thank her constantly, and I heard she's getting a bonus from the HOA board for exceptional community management. Tyler still lifeguards there, and he told me he's never felt more supported by management. So what did I learn from this absolute circus? First, privilege and entitlement make people genuinely believe they have authority they don't actually possess. Deborah really thought her 5 years of residency gave her the right to police who belonged at the pool based on appearance. Second, standing up to discrimination doesn't just help the immediate victims. It sends a message to the entire community about what behavior will and won't be tolerated. And third, never underestimate a manager with a clipboard and a backbone. Janet dismantled Deborah's entire tantrum in about 90 seconds and permanently changed the vibe of that pool for the better. Also, just as a general life rule, if you find yourself trying to get people kicked out of a space because of how they look or what you assume about their income level, you're not protecting standards. You're just being a bigot. And bigots eventually get what's coming to them, usually in the form of public humiliation and a seasonal pool ban. Thanks for watching HOA Karen Tales, where every Karen story has a twist. Like, share, and subscribe for more drama from the neighborhood. And hey, next time you're at your community pool, maybe just let people swim in peace. It's really not that hard.